I call to order the Newman City Council regular meeting, November 8th, 2022. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight is a special night, as we all know, because we have Laura Stimber here with us this evening, and we're grateful for that. I wasn't in the chamber last week, but my heart and my thoughts were here this evening. I just thank you all for being here, and then my prayer is that everyone be safe all across this country, because tonight is a special night. Father God, we just thank you so much for your presence, and let this be a grateful evening that we have in doing business for the city of Newman. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman McDonald. Here. Roll call.
Councilmember McDonald?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ball?
Here.
Councilmember Pimentel?
Here.
Mayor Graham?
Here. Item number 5, declarations of conflicts of interest. Are there any tonight?
None.
All right, seeing none. Item number 6, ceremonial matters, or none. Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Anybody wishing to speak, please step up to the podium, state your name, address, and
You invited me back, so I took you up on that offer.
welcome.
Amber Rose, 818 Tivoli. I just wanted to ask the city council to consider potentially installing trash receptacles on Sherman Parkway. There's a lot of walkers, and more recently, I've noticed a lot of potty bags from dogs are being left on there. There's like piles of them too. But I was driving through Patterson, and on one of their main streets, they have trash receptacles, and I live facing Hills Ferry, so I know how many people pass my house going to Sherman Parkway. And then I was gonna call Public Works, but since I'm here, I also noticed on Cinnamon Hill, I don't know if they're overwatering the grass there or it's just the landscapers, but the last 6 months it started to look pretty bad. So just wanted to mention that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Would anybody else like to speak tonight? Nobody from the school? No? All right. Item number 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolution except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the October 25th, 2022 meeting. D, adopt resolution 2022, next number, a resolution declaring certain parcels, 648 Mariposa Street, APN 026-026-17 and 026-026-18 as surplus under the Surplus Land Act.
I move that we accept the consent calendar for this period.
I'll second.
We have a first and second. Go ahead and vote. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 9, public hearings. A, second reading and adoption of ordinance 2022, next number, amending Title IV Building Regulations of the Newman Municipal Code incorporating the California Code of Regulations, Title 24, 2022 edition of the California Building Standards Code, and authorizing staff to publish a summary of said ordinance.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one. So this item was presented and was introduced at your last meeting. It's a building code Mr. Brinkman presented. The building code is updated every 3 years, and it's a national code, not just a code for California, even though California has a little bit more because of the earthquake measures and some of the other safety measures that they have to take in place. The building code is first and foremost looking for public safety, right, and making sure that the public is safe in the buildings that we go in and they're built to structural standards. But it's also about implementing the appropriate and efficient technology So that way we can conserve the state's natural resources and, reduce energy use where possible on there. So the building code has 13 parts to it. And so with that, this was the ordinance or the code that California has put together for us. It will be adopted whether we pass it or not. There's a few minor modifications that we're making for ourselves that are unique to Stanislaus County, and all the county people are doing that one. So with that, we're asking that you first conduct a public hearing, and then second, go ahead and adopt the ordinance and allow staff to publish a summary of said ordinance.
We have any questions from the council on that?
No.
I'll go ahead and open up to the public for any comment or questions. All right, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the council for action.
Okay, I move to approve the second reading and adoption of ordinance number 2022, amending Title IV Building Regulations of the Newman Municipal Code, incorporating the California Code of Regulations Title 24, 2022 edition of the California Building Standards Code, and authorizing staff to publish a summary of said ordinance.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second, go and vote. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 10, regular business. A, first reading and introduction of ordinance 2022 next number, amending Title 7 Fire Regulations of the Newman Municipal Code and adopting by reference the California Code of Regulations Title 24, Part 9, 2022 edition of the California Fire Code.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is similar to the building code. We're on a 3-year revision cycle. So this item 10A, which is in front of you, is going to be the first reading of Title 7 regulations of the Newman Municipal Code. And this is where we're introducing and recommending the adoption of Title 24, Part 9 of the 2022 edition, which is also known as the California Fire Code. So this is more of like a maintenance code versus like a pre-building standard, right? So we go in and we enforce follow through and making sure the business is still good after the initial building of the buildings or erection of the building. So again, this is a 3-year code. Some of the things that were mentioned in the staff report that were changed were I amended some language and updated references so that they correspond with the new edition of the code. Also modified the existing fireworks penalties, which increased the fine from 500 to 1,000, and then just kind of codified the social host ordinance pertaining to fireworks, which will put some responsibility back on the homeowner. So if you have guests come over and they're lighting fireworks and they're witnessed by an officer of the city, the host can be held liable for the penalty of $1,000. So that was up from 500 in the past. Also updated the language on the automatic sprinkler reference. So just codified it a little more. And we've had that ordinance in existence, and it says anything 5,000 square feet or bigger, you have to have automatic fire sprinklers. So just kind of reworded that in there. And then updated some language on outdoor pallets. So we have an outdoor pallet yard and just better defines, spacing between pallets, making sure access roads are there for us, making sure they have proper water systems. In case there is a fire, there is no anticipated fiscal impact for this. And then my recommendation is that the council introduce by title and waive the reading of ordinance 2022 next to number, an ordinance amending Title 7 Fire Regulations of the Newman City Code. And I can answer any questions anyone might have.
Any questions? I'm curious of one. Where's the money from the fines for the fireworks go?
Right back in the general fund, right?
You go back to the general fund.
Is there a way to allot that to, for the city fireworks, if we ever wanted to make that more of an annual thing?
We can. I mean, that's something that I can work with Lou on,
Yeah.
and then we'll track it better, and then put it towards fire prevention code fireworks.
That way that there's something a little bit different down.
Sure.
You're saying like a pyrotechnic show?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Kind of discourage them doing it, and then it goes to a benefit for everybody. All right, I'll go and open up to the public for any questions or comments. Go on, what you get? You gotta go up to the mic, state your name and your address. All
Hi, Shane Tomlinson, live at 1664 Great Basin Drive, Newman, California. Just a question regarding the amount of the fine. Who initiated that fine to be $1,000?
So that was a recommendation in the past from council for increased enforcement. We noticed that with the $500, people tend to just say, I'll pay the fine and continue to light off fireworks. So, and then it's also meeting industry standard. If you look at any other municipality, we were actually behind on the fee. We were probably one of the lowest in our area. So that's what was really initiated.
I have a quick question on that too, Chief, is that if the fine is basically someone is fined, is there a chance where for the first time you are fined a certain amount and then the second time it's 1,000?
Progressive.
So again, the goal of the fine is deterrence. It's not to fine. We obviously, when we show up, oftentimes we'll offer an exchange of the explosives versus a fine. So we'll often say, hey, look, you give me what you got, we'll confiscate, and we won't fine. Obviously, we use the fine as a deterrent, and we use it for like the egregious people that are just really egregious. You know, multiple calls. We're constantly seeing multiple illegal fireworks, and only illegals.
Right.
But yeah, there's no escalator or anything like that in it. It's just a standard fine, and again, it's for deterrence.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from the public? All right. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council for action.
I move to accept item 10A, first reading and introduction of ordinance number 2022, amending Title 7 Fire Regulations of the Newman Municipal Code and adopting by reference the California Code of Regulations Title 24, Part 9, 2022 edition of the California Fire Code.
We have a first.
I'll second.
We have a first, second. Go and vote. All right, motion carries 4-0. Item number 11, items from the District 5 Council Supervisor. He couldn't be here tonight. Items from the city manager and staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to invite everybody, the council, community, and everybody on our website. We have the second phase of the plaza, the grass area, and the design is out there. We had a workshop, but there's still an opportunity for the community to give the city input on which there's 2 designs out there, which they like, and some other questions that are out there as well. So take this opportunity to go and provide your input to help us design this final phase of the plaza there that include a Veterans Plaza, Veterans Memorial. We still have to name it, what it's going to be a part of, but that'll be up there, I believe, through the end of the month, Mike? Yes. It'll be up there through the end of the month. So please, community, get out there and participate in that. I think we got about 50 people that have participated so far. And so
Can that be thrown up on social media as a
we do.
a link?
We already do. We already put that on there and invite people through social media to go out there. We'll keep bumping it up to the top. So
Excuse me, Michael, was there the committee formed in reference to the?
we didn't have a committee per se, but what we did have is we had an event in the farmers market, Mascot community participation that way. And then we had another Zoom meeting, and everyone participated in that. And that was advertised in the newspaper, and it was advertised on social media. I know Councilmember Pimentel was there as well. And now you can still participate and give your input through the end of the month, and it's through a survey, a monkey survey. And so you can still do that on the city website through the end of the month.
Because I know there was some particular veterans that we were talking about getting a hold to, and
We made them aware of the Zoom meeting and the participation at the farmers market. We didn't have a specific meeting just for veterans. We made sure that we invited them to the meetings that we had.
okay.
Tomorrow in Turlock, Opportunity Stanislaus is having a meeting where they're going to get developers, mostly commercial, and the community development departments together, and it's called Economic Elevate, and so they're trying to bring business to Stanislaus County, and each of the cities is going to get a report on retail sales leak. So retail sales leak means that where in the retail sales world do people have to leave Newman to go buy something? For instance, we don't have a furniture store. So someone would have to go leave Newman to go buy a furniture store. So they look at that and they can track that. And so we'll get that report, and that's very helpful for people who are looking to start businesses. And then just lastly, we will be closed on Friday to honor our veterans. So I want to thank all our veterans on the council today. Thank you for your service. And then also Thanksgiving's coming up. Wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. This is our only meeting in November. At our next meeting on December 13th, we will receive a new council member. Councilmember Tomlinson will be a part of it, and then the mayor and Councilmember Ball will also be sworn in again for their new terms of service. So. And other than the Astros winning the World Series, I don't have anything else to report.
Thank
Throw
you.
that one
Thank you. Allie, good evening.
Evening, Mayor, council members. Sorry. Just a quick update. You have the tree lighting calendar and schedule in front of you guys. It's an unofficial one. A new one will come out to the community here soon. And that'll be out on social media and in the newspaper. Just a reminder, we have the Christmas tree lighting on December 3rd. Wishing to see all of you guys out there, the community as well. Just come out, have a nice event with our community. Apart from that, I can answer any questions y'all may have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Richardson?
Evening, Mayor, council members. Just a reminder that November 12th, this Saturday, we're doing the Etch and Catch program in partnership with Orriston High School. So if you want to get your VIN number etched into your catalytic converter, please stop on by from 8 to 12. And that's all I have. Be happy to answer any questions you might have.
No? All right. Thank you. No Lou and Catherine tonight. Chief Bowen?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for not letting Catherine take my time last week. I appreciate that. I got a few things, because we're going to miss a meeting, so I got a few things. Just want to remind everyone, we still have the flag drop box. So if you have an old American flag you want to have retired appropriately, in front of the fire station, big red mailbox, drop it in there, and then we have veterans that come and retire those out. I sent the prevention report to you guys in email, so you should have got that for last week. You'll get another one Friday. We're still working our way down Main Street. Just common things we're seeing are like extension cords and just those kind of things. It's nothing super serious, but we're going to continue our prevention efforts throughout the rest of the year. Want to remind everyone, with the time change, we should have replaced our batteries and our smoke detectors. Now's a good time to also push the button and test them. Keep yourself safe as the holidays come. We're more susceptible to fires, structure fires, and stuff like that. With that said, I want to remind everyone there is a air pollution control ordinance that does control wood burning. So if you have a wood burning fireplace, you should check it before you burn. They can cite through air pollution control. Also, just want to remind you, a lot of the modern fireplaces are not designed for campfires. They're designed for like creosote logs or small logs. Okay, so be safe. If you have a gas fireplace, you can burn anytime. Just want to remind you, candle safety as the holidays come around. Please be careful with your candles. Don't leave them unattended. If you can, use candle warmers, or you can use LED candles. They're actually really nice now. You can even get a flicker effect and all that. Warming zones are up. Local warming zones are Family Resource Center, their normal business hours, Teen Center, normal business hours, and then the Newman Library. So if you need to get a break from the cold weather, you can step into one of those buildings during their office hours and just kind of warm up. We will be at the tree lighting, so come on out. We'll give you a ride around on the fire engine like we do every year. So we look forward to that. Hopefully the weather will play nice and we'll be out there. And then just want to remind everybody, especially with the weather today, drive safely. Yeah, we got a lot of calls today for traffic accidents. Take your time, look for pooling or standing water, and just reduce your speed. Understand it doesn't take speed to hydroplane, and then don't forget your brakes are going to be wet when you first apply them. So maybe every once in a while, just dry them off. And I can answer any questions anyone might have.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tim Ball?
Okay, Mr. Barnes students, thank you for being here tonight. It's great to see you. If you take one thing away from this on today's date, when you turn 18, you all are in the next year register to vote. Doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, Independent, register to vote. So tell Mr. Barnes I said hi.
Councilman McDonald?
And I'll piggyback on that. As an African American, basically we fought to vote. You have the privilege to register to vote, so do that. You're the future, not just Newman, but of this country. So register when the time comes to vote. Other than that, God bless you all, and thank you so much for coming. And that's all I have, ma'am.
Thank you.
All I got to say is it's Turkey Day's coming up, and everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
For me, thank you guys all for coming. If you guys have stuff to sign, come up here right after we adjourn the meeting. We'll sign anything that you guys need and get that done for you. Today is voting day. It's an important day. Like Councilman McDonald said, as soon as you guys can register, vote, and participate. Veterans Day, this Friday. Thank you to all of our veterans. Important day. So it's just not a day off from school, but honor our veterans. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and hope we see you at the tree line. Ask for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
A second.